I'd say.
And it was raining really hard, so I didn't get on earlier because I wouldn't have been able to hear anything.
Good morning, Craig.
Good morning. Mm.
Get safe to Oregon.
I'm here. I'm about 100 miles from Salem right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at a rest stop, so I had a few winks.
Where are you headed?
Back to Salem, back to where I've lived the last 18 years.
In Oregon? Oh,
Yep.
wow. How far away are you?
About 100 miles, you said.
Wow, that's exciting.
Really within your word alley of releasing tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's what this trip back is about, Ellie. It's about
Really?
yeah, it's about releasing everything. It's about finding all the missing pieces and putting them back together.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the cool thing is, all that stuff that I lost and left behind, I haven't needed it. It's been more than a year, and I haven't needed any of it. So,
There you go.
yep,
Mm.
yep. God's looking after me.
Always.
Yep, yep, yep. In more surprising ways than you can imagine.
So you're on a road trip. Love it.
Yep, yep. Yeah, I left Thursday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's Monday morning now.
Wow. I need to get my map of America and check it out.
Yep. Yeah, on Saturday I went past Mount Shasta. That's one of the high vortex areas on the planet.
Oh, cool.
You know, there's one in Western Australia too, somewhere, I think.
Really?
I'm pretty
You
sure
need
it's in
to
Western Australia.
oh, you'll need to research that for me if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've heard of Sedona, Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another one. That's one of the two in North America. And Hawaii is another one.
Cool.
Yeah. There's one in New Zealand and there's one in Australia.
Wow.
And yeah. I forget where all of them are, but yeah.
The one in Australia, that one looked like a big rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be.
I think I saw something about that once, and they said it was a sensitive place or something like that. I think they were talking about aliens.
Yeah. So Mount Shasta is a dormant, it's a volcano that's been dormant for a while.
Cool.
And when
Did you go
I
exploring?
drove past it a year ago, it looked like it had been growing a lump out the west side of it. I think it's the west side of it or northwest side of it. And yeah. So I don't know if it's going to blow or not, but there's a little city near it called Mount Shasta as well. And I drove through there on Saturday morning and stopped. And about 10 minutes after I got there, I found myself in a healing meditation in a community center there.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, it was phenomenal. It was like, wow.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah. Because I had a choice that morning which way I was going to go, and I just felt Mount Shasta was calling me that direction. So I went and had just a wonderful experience there. Yeah. Yeah, met some interesting people. And I just sensed that I'm going to be spending some more time there.
Nice.
Yep. So I followed my heart on this trip.
And you're not even there yet.
Yeah, I'm not even, yeah, exactly. I'm not even there yet, but I didn't, yeah. I just left and pointed in the general direction, and yeah. Yep. My heart found somebody I really needed to see, someone I'd met online about 3 years ago, and met her in person
Did you?
on her husband's birthday, of all the crazy things in the world. And yeah, and it worked out that we could actually connect and meet in person, and have one of those holy crap, I'm ever glad to meet you hugs.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah. Last night at another rest stop, I met this homeless guy whose homeless story is very much like mine, and I spent about 3 hours with him and talking about things. He says, "Yeah, you can make it down here. You can almost live forever without without a place to live."
Nuts.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so it's kind of comical in a lot of ways. So at Mount Shasta, the guy that was doing the session introduced me to a deity called Ganesh. I don't even know if you ever heard of Ganesh, but Ganesh has a sense of humor. When Ganesh saw me, he broke out in laughter, and I did too.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was too cool. So in a lot of ways, I realized that this year's been a pilgrimage of sorts. An initiation and a pilgrimage. That all of you have been a part of, thankfully.
It's a great experience to be part of it. You've got so much great stories to tell about where you're going, what you're experiencing, and everything.
Well, yeah, and what's more exciting than anything else is this future that we're creating together.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very encouraging that all of us that meet here every morning, every day, really want that future, really want all that it holds, really desire it deeply. And want to participate in it to the fullest. That's the energy that I feel every day when I meet with all of you. Which reminds me, Jesse, how many days is this? Gotta be close to a year now.
364.
Really? Wow.
Well, November 7th was the first day.
Well, today's the 6th, right?
Yep.
Wow. Wow, we really are blessed, aren't we?
Yeah, sure.
Good morning, Will.
Morning, Heinz.
Morning.
Morning, Ali.
Morning, Will.
Morning, Jesse.
I'm feeling your bounce this morning, Will.
Morning, Craig. Thank you.
Good morning. You betcha.
That day.
I was just mentioning how blessed we are to meet like this every day for a year. Wow.
Super grateful that Jesse has shown up to facilitate this so we can all benefit from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he doesn't have to. But he's showing up in his leadership qualities and creating space for us all to connect.
So we can do like Craig said, create a new future together.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've been doing. And I mentioned, to me, it's kind of been, the past year has been like an initiation and and a journey and what was the other word I used?
Pilgrimage. Jinx.
So Ali brought in releasing.
Mm,
They all go with prosperity.
mhm. Yeah, for me, release makes room for more and for new.
Mhm.
And like I mentioned, all that stuff I lost a year ago, I haven't needed. I've lived without all that for a whole year. And I've been learning that whatever I do need, whatever's required for my journey will show up exactly when I require it. Mm. Our future is very, very bright.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I knew that word had come back to me. It was an initiation and a pilgrimage.
And I'm grateful for health and vitality.
I'm grateful for rediscovering my quantistic self. The ability to heal myself with a word. The ability to hear the music of the cosmos and play along with it. The ability to sense the frequencies of energies with my smart body. The ability to hear that quiet inner voice of guidance. The ability to embrace the gift of genius. The realization that I am but one drop in the ocean that is God and all that is. The joy of knowing that we're all connected forever. The joy that our life energies are commingled. For a few hours every day. And that continues throughout the day. This really is quite special, what we've created here together. Don't you know?
It's like we're creating a lot of updrift, and then we could just get to soar on it the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and learning how to remain in that space throughout the day.
Mm. And it's not like we have to use any more of our energy on being in that space, because we just have to be what we were here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you're living in your true nature, very little energy is expended. At least that's what I've observed.
It's because the truth don't need our participation, only lies does.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, lies require maintenance.
That's the one that are drawing the energy out of you.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so very much expansion has happened here in the past year.
Morning, Sindrell.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning,
Good morning,
Cinderella.
Sandra.
Ah, little Cindy. Oh, that red coat is shining this morning, baby.
Mm. Good morning. Today I feel like Alice in Wonderland. It's like I'm growing out of my coat.
Mm.
Put on your favorite coat and the sleeves are up to the elbows.
Mm.
What is it? You need to drink then to shrink?
I think I'm okay. I don't think I want to drink anything to shrink.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm okay.
yeah,
But my heart is still red coat. It's still
yeah,
red coat.
yeah. And create a new one that expands with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm.
So how's everyone this morning? What words do we have? I can see it in the chat. You know what? My word last week was expansion. I guess that's why the red coat is getting small. Mm, love, courageous, loving, generous.
Yeah.
Mm. Talk to me about courageous, Will.
Mm, yeah.
Mm.
Courageous to me, what that means is breaking out of the comfort zone because, it's just easy to play small, right? It's easy to give up on your dreams. But what I intend to do is to each day stretch myself out of the comfort zone, break through that invisible mental barrier, be in my heart, hold true, hold fast to that vision, stand in the drift, and powerfully be the courageous being that I get to be today and show up in my heart. That's what courageous means to me.
Mm. So I heard you say break through. What did you say? Break through
Mm-hmm.
the
Like,
barrier?
Yeah, the invisible barrier, the
Mhm.
limitations we
Mhm.
generate in our mind. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
can't do that, or I can't have that, or I can't be that. That's just a story and it's nonsense. I
Yeah.
can break through those mental, emotional barriers, right? It's just
Exactly.
resistance.
Yeah. So can you like you said that invisible wall, can you stand and see that the where that invisible wall is and see can you see the wall?
The barrier.
The barrier. Can you see where it is? Is it like right at your toes? Is it like a foot away? Is it 2 miles away? Where's the wall?
Um, it is non-existent because I'm smashing it each day. So I'm actually not in resistance right now. I'm at a 0 for resistance. So I'm not intending to create any resistance or manifest any resistance.
Mm-hmm.
It's a metaphor, obviously, right? For
Mm-hmm.
um, who I used to be.
Mm-hmm. I get that. I get that. So I'm asking this of you, but I'm asking it for me. So allow me to
Okay,
be selfish and dig into the crevices of your
sure.
space.
Okay.
Um, but there seems to be some definition given to that barrier. You said you're smashing it, so I'm imagining like you're right tippy toe at it without resistance. You're right tippy toe at it. It's like shaking hands with it, like, hey, barrier, I know you. So who are you or where are you? If you just stepped right through that wall and be on the other side, who would you be? How
Free,
would you be?
free.
Free. Okay. So, and you know what that feeling is of fulfillment that you're called to be in your true nature and purpose.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm getting at is words here, and words do form for us, and sometimes very subliminally, but we look for words to help us really call things for what they are. And you said breaking.
Mhm.
And I'm supposing that you're standing like right here, all of your being, all that you are, and really you're free right where you are. And I'm supposing that space of where that barrier is, be it in your mind, be it in your environment, be it people that represent it, be it, you know, a schedule or a time clock or whatever it is, whatever composes that wall, being the creative that you are, and you're courageous. You've owned being courageous. You feel that it's not you have to go be it. That's what you are. And I'm just, just step, no fight. No fight. You don't have to break anything. You just get to be, you just get to choose and be who the what that you know yourself and desire to be. And just step right beyond that barrier and be it. And breathe the air that you breathe. Feel the heart that you feel. and move freely in the knowingness that you are.
Are you saying, Cinderella, that when you live and fully embrace your true nature, that the barriers kind of dissolve?
Vanishes it.
Yeah, it goes. We get to be who and what and how we want to be. But we do have to take time to sit with that. Who do I want to be? Who is my who is my M? Who is my being? And am I being something because of how I think other people think that I am, and so I pacify them with that? And we
What you
call it
just said sounds a little familiar to me.
Mm.
Yeah. There is a structure and a
Yeah.
habit. Yeah.
And it's pretty natural in this current existence that I've been, just observing and examining. It's like people will tell you what they want, and they will tell you how you fit into what they want.
Mm.
And then I'm like, well, I may be a buffet of fruits and vegetables, but you don't get to have my cherry. You can't have my cherries. You get what I serve you. And matter of fact, just step away from the buffet, because I feel like you're defining me in a way that I don't know or feel that I want to be defined. So let's just keep having a conversation and really let the revelation of your mind be revealed. And we'll see if we have a common ground there. And I can excuse myself without asking to be excused. I can just, I can just not be in the drift of your life.
Mm.
Or I could. If you know how to play in the sandbox, and I feel like playing in the sandbox, but you don't get to tell me when it's play in the sandbox. Because it's always my sandbox is mine and yours is yours. And if the sand comes together, that's cool. And if it doesn't, it's cool too. But don't be mad when my sand is somewhere else.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, I won't even give you anything to be mad about. How about that? Because I don't participate in that. I'll greet in love and I'll be in love and I'll just keep swooping in love. Because the first love is self-love. To not be defined by other people, but to be true to yourself. So that's what you give. You give that truly. Because when you give that truly, you really don't even have to give it, because you just be it.
Yeah, there's a number of energies that show up that try to pull us away from our true nature and living there.
It takes a trust fall.
It takes what?
A trust fall.
Okay, explain.
You know the whole trust fall concept?
No,
No,
No?
trust
Oh, you
fall.
haven't heard of that?
No.
No.
That's like an exercise where you have someone that you trust stand behind you, and you have your back towards them,
Okay.
and then you just let yourself fall backwards and you allow them to catch you, and you trust that they're going to catch you. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
it's a excellent metaphor for doing this thing we call life. And when we're in our true nature and purpose, that requires courage and confidence and to be in our contract of who we were born to be. So that is the trust fall, when we are the heart-centered creator we were born to be. We're not the resistance, we're not all the trauma, we're not the stories of the past. We are the heart-centered creator. And when we show up in this space, we get to trust that the universe, whatever you call it, God, your family, your loved ones, will show up, and we can trust that they'll catch us. We can catch ourselves.
Yes.
So it's a metaphor, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I shared a YouTube video that I basically, this is a song also that Pink has created. It's called Trust Fall. And the lyrics in the song are so powerful. And I did I challenged myself yesterday to just like go all out and dance and sing to it in my sound booth. And I recorded it and I synced it to the music. And I posted it in the chat for you guys. So this is me breaking through that so-called glass ceiling and going out on a limb, being vulnerable, creating a trust fall experience and sharing that with you guys. So it's from my heart.
Thank you. I will take the time to feel that through. I'm as you were talking, I'm thinking of that moment of standing and someone behind me and releasing my stand to go back. But there's a space in between breaking the stand and actually feeling caught. That moment right there is appear somewhere to resonate in, because I still have patterns in me of it's even coming up right now of trust. Like, you want me to trust you? um and I realized, like, here I feel that expansion of space to trust. um but I've been trusting and have had it misused. But then you said trusting yourself. So then that made me resonate with instinctually knowing when to trust and allowing that honor to be had between me and the trustee. um that is, so it's okay to be wise and to be aware. That's me trusting me and knowing when it's okay to trust. That space between standing, breaking the fall, and before being supported, there's that space right there. That space of unknowing the end results, because you can fall and someone can just step away and say, now there, you got what you know, something distracted me, more important, or I just wanted to see you fall, or I just wanted to see how stupid you were to trust someone else. So it's being able to trust self first, to know where to put your trust.
Mm. Yeah, learning to know the difference.
Mm.
Learning to know what is trustworthy and what is not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously we're all adults here, right? So, you know, we still have discernment and wisdom and experience to draw from as to know who to trust. If there is a situation in a scenario where it is unwise to trust, we're going to do the right thing, obviously, right?
Right. Right.
I don't agree with
So
that, Will.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, Will. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you have discernment. Because even at my age, I have done free fall, and when I trusted someone else and they did not support me.
And that's what I'm getting at here, Craig.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're in your heart and you're connected with your authentic self, you're going to know
Yes.
what is the wise decision and what is not. So you're going to trust your instinct and your gut. And that's really the ultimate trust fall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes we put our trust in people or a string of events that does not have the capacity to fulfill being trusted.
Yes.
And we are worthy that we vet that thing out to our true nature and purpose, to our intuitive instincts, to know when that is and isn't. Now, a person can present themselves of having intentions of being trustworthy because they have a heart to care, but do they have the capacity to carry it out? And it's up to, I'll say, me to not put more on a person of me than what they have the capacity to follow through with. And if on the journey, at any point on the journey, it becomes evident that they can't fulfill that journey, come to the realization of it and thank them for coming thus far. But I understand for myself that you can't take this next leg of the journey with me, because then you're going left and I'm going right. And it would be unfair to me to expect you to pull this way, and also unfair to you for me to make you feel like you've got to continue something that your heart is calling you in a different direction.
That's what I thought marriage was.
Going in
turned
the
out to
same
be not.
direction.
Well, not just going in the same direction, but mutual support and interdependence.
Right.
Yeah, and it never happened.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
like
I kept doing the free falls and picking myself up.
and carrying them, right? When they came.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
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 But it's to say, look, you know, I support you in what you're doing, but I don't have the energy to participate because I've got to do this thing, and I'll meet you back at home for dinner. Yeah, I thought it was too. I really thought it was that too. But they didn't. I haven't I've been was I've had two marriages, but I have not been married.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been married once, but she couldn't for whatever reason she couldn't reciprocate. She couldn't meet me halfway.
Hmm. And sometimes it's for me, it's not meeting, it's like really acknowledging, like, you know, just acknowledging your dreams, your aspirations, and your call, and to not hinder you or stop you. But when you know, when you play in the game of life, it's like, baby, this is where home base is. Come get restored and renewed, you know, and and rest from the race to you know, get re-energized so that you can go and do those things that you're called to do, not knowing how they're going to work out, but following and creating paths.
Yeah. No.
Afternoon, Ian. Good morning, Pascal.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi everyone.
Good morning.
You know, it's interesting. I've never been one to draw back when things got difficult. And it's still hard to reconcile that I married someone that couldn't do that. That couldn't keep going when the going got tough.
We expect other people to dig in and love the way we love, but again, we got to respect the capacities and the incapacities of others that is not, that's different than us.
Yeah, it's all really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and it's
You know,
interesting that it's all about vibration.
Yeah. Well, I even wonder if marriage was ever intended to be a lifelong thing. I wonder what kind of male-female relational reality is going to exist in the new energy.
Yeah. I think we've been predisposed to think that when we connect with someone, we tie it to exclusivity, and such a exclusivity as if you cannot feel vibrations and engagements with other people. and you should, I mean, I don't think you should just frivolously run after every little spark of light. That's self-beingness and self-discipline and discernment and choosing, where you engage and how you engage. But there's, like even in business transactions, I was reading a book years ago, and it was talking about the invigoration of the sexual energy between working partners. Like some people, you'll even hear it these days, like, oh, that's my church husband, or that's my work wife, or you know it's that partnering. And because we put these names on it, it kind of it antidotes it down to taking away from something else. Like, so does the home wife get mad at the work wife?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, them fighting words.
Yeah, we've created a society where all of that is real. And it's like, you have a work life and a home life and a sex life and a church life and a spiritual life, and they're all kind of separate from each other. Like none of it's integrated.
And yeah, we're acting differently for all these parts.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
And we
don't think
want,
we're designed to live in that kind of environment.
and then we wonder why we cannot find our true self.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're playing different roles all the time.
Yeah, because our true self gets lost in the shuffle of all of that.
So which one is the truth? Is it the one that, like, when you're with your wife or your friends, or the one at the church, or
The part that doesn't change no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Core.
It's the part that's not individual.
Mhm.
It's the part that all of them loves. Because you just share your love equally around.
Window. Part that falls in.
So here we are right now in our contemplation, we're designing this new world that our hearts want to live in. I've spent a lot of time this past year checking with my heart and wondering what I would like marriage to be like, what I would like that relational reality to be like. And I've even experimented with it.
I have two.
Yeah, it's very encouraging to know that there's other people out there that want to co-create this new reality, right? This new relational dynamic between a male and a female, consciously.
Yeah, and it's also important that everybody leaves their baggage right off the door at the front entrance, and then we can enter that door, and then like we can create without our limitation, without our baggage, without everything we've been through. Because otherwise we're just recreating the same.
Well, here's a really cool thing too, now that you brought that up, Pascal, is that there's been a lot of intimacy developed between those of us who participate in this group every day. And it's not gender specific. Like I've gotten really intimate with other men in this group.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, really value that.
Mm-hmm. It's no coincidence that I had a conversation just yesterday with someone who brought my attention to, and I hope I do it justice because I still need to play with it. He said that Eve has 3 names. Her first name is Adam because she was before she was materialized. If you go along with the Bible writings. She already was. She was already in existence, just in the embodiment of the Adam, as we know, we call him Adam. So her first name is Adam. And he gave me scripture references too. I don't have before me at the moment. And then once she was formed, the first Adam gave her the name woman. So that was her second name. And then I don't know if it was before they consummated the two as one, or when she gave birth, he was then called Eve, the giver of life. So when we have these relationships, like I have a girlfriend that I have known since I was in 3rd or 4th grade. And we've often laughed and chuckled and said, if you was a man, I'd marry you. Because we understand and we get each other, and we've seen each other, in different elements. And when the going got tough, the other one was just like right there, no matter what the toughness was going to be. So I get what you're saying, the intimacy. So I have my personal preference and conditioning, but like when folks have different expressions from me of what they call it, preference, sexual preference, I have no judgment on that. I'm like, is it love? It's love.
Yeah, you probably didn't grow up that way, did you?
What with love just being love?
Well, understanding that, yeah.
I think I really knew it very innocently, without it being a question. It wasn't until I found out that another friend of mine would never tell me about her boyfriend girlfriend relationships, is because her relationships were secretly girlfriend relationships. And I was like, you could have told me that. I'm still your friend. And we were good up to that point until she said, well, the one I truly really love is you. I was like, oh, okay, now we've got a challenge, because I can't reciprocate it. I don't have that. I don't have that capacity to fulfill your desire for me to reciprocate it. And it's not that what's right is what was right or wrong. I just like her orientation is what it is. Mine is not conducive to hers. I respected hers. I just wanted to make sure that she knew I respected mine also.
Yeah, and that's just a different level of intimacy, right?
Mm-hmm. It's just a different kind. And my mother didn't say many, 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 many things to me, but she told me that there are many, there isn't one love to love. There are many different kinds of love. And I hope you experience many of them.
Sounds like a wise mom.
Yeah, I wish I had plucked her brain like I get to pluck you guys' brain before she left. Boy,
Yeah, you can still do that. He's always with you.
I'm talking about ask mom.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. I do. It's actually more fun. But I wonder, like, I value and engage with her wisdom now, and it comes to me because of my awareness of super consciousness. And she is not the super consciousness, but she is a super consciousness that that helps me know and understand and believe it's true that the universe does support me because I feel it through her wisdom that comes to me and then also that exudes through me. And I go, oh, that's a Lois right there. And it has helped me to share things with my children that was not shared with me or received by me while she yet in the flesh.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Mm. Interesting how.
Well, that you shared stuff, even you shared stuff that wasn't even received by you at the time
Mhm.
that your mother gave you.
You know, I think maybe there's this thing between children and their parents that is like a energy, like two magnets coming together. But you know, when you turn one around, it's like the forces are opposing each other to occupy the energy of the same space.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's that energy between parent and child. It's not bad. It's just like we can't occupy. My mom would say also, two queens cannot sit on the same throne. Another way of saying, you know, you're too big for your britches and you don't get to wash yours here anymore. Go get your own place. Because somebody has to concede. One of them queens has to concede. And mama ain't conceding, nor does she want you to not grow into your queenship. Because to stay here is really limiting you because you have to respect me in my kingdom where I reign. But you deserve the right to wear your own crown in your own kingdom. So get your kingdom because you can't grow in a capacity that's already filled up. Oh, love you too, Allie. I think a wonderful thing that happens here is that we get to read in between the lines of our own story, our own book.
Yes. As my friend says, hallelujah.
Mhm. And to soar between the pages and in between the lines, that's freedom. That's freedom. To know it and not be contained by it, not even bound by the binding of the book, but be able to read between the lines of our own stories. The time flies so fast. I need to go prepare for the next thing. Love you guys. Keep soaring.
Love and hugs, Sindrell. Have a blessed day.
Bye, Sindrell. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
Sindrell, that was sweet. Bless you.
Sweet. You're sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
I'm really
see?
loving you right now, lady.
Oh, I'm gonna baste in that.
Yeah, no kidding. Please do. Revel in it for a few hours.
Yes. People gonna say, "What's going on with you, girl?" Ooh, if you only knew, I'm not gonna share this. All for me.
Little Cindy got intimate with wee Craig.
I think I'm in my little red coat again and loving it.
Love you, baby.
Love you too. Peace. Love you, Jesse. Quiet on the scene.
I'm just noticing that my heart really doesn't want like a rehash of any of the old stuff. My heart really, really wants stuff that's new. It's really new, really different, really innovative. Like totally new structures to live in.
It's what you're creating, Craig. You're creating it by having the plan of no planning, like the trip you just took, or you're still on.
Yeah, exactly.
You're creating an abundance of new experiences.
Yes.
And you're creating it by being just you.
Well, what's interesting is as I was going, I actually recognized them.
As we do the work here, we get much more attuned to recognize it.
Yeah, exactly.
We get so much perspective here. Like Sindrell said, we get to read our own pages, and other people actually get to read our pages too, because we are sharing them. So we get other people's perspective, and we get to read in their books, and it gives us even more possibilities than we can imagine. We're co-creating in each other's lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that just happens as we coexist in intimacy together.
Yep.
It's not even really conscious.
It's because we're not afraid of being vulnerable and sharing with each other. It's the only way people actually get to know each other is if they talk together.
Yeah, being vulnerable. That's opening your heart.
Yeah, and sharing space.
And as we open
sharing
our heart,
space, sharing energy. Yeah.
and as we open our heart, we get to get even more in it. Because we are opening. It's like they say, when you open a door to go out, you're not always sure what goes in. But when we're in a safe place like this, then it's a lot of love that goes in. Love, understanding, perspective, all those good things in life.
I asked the question not long ago, how do you learn how to be interdependent? And interdependent.
In turn. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like dependent on each other, like as if it's kind of like a body. I mean, a body needs a foot, but a body also needs a hand, and they're kind of dependent on each other
Okay. Yep.
in order to be a whole body, right?
Yep. Got it.
Part of that question came from the realization that independence is a myth.
Mhm.
Just like individual is a myth.
And the only thing that's individual, that's our bodies. We are in individual bodies, but shared consciousness in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And we've learned to focus on the individual. And society does that too.
It wouldn't even matter if you were in a shipwreck and you landed on a desert island all alone. There would still be people thinking about you, so you would have influence in their lives.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, it's called quantum entanglement.
And they don't teach us how to be that. It's not in the school stuff I've ever heard about.
No, me neither.
Far from it.
Just imagine what we could create. What the children could create together if that was what the purpose of school was, to teach them how to actually be.
Yeah, can you imagine teaching our children to go directly from dependence as a child, where you're dependent on your parents for like food and food and shelter and all that kind of stuff, but actually teach them right away to be interdependent?
Mm. Wow.
What kind of planet would we live in if we understood that from a very young age?
It would be a place where people were working together, not against one another, to promote themselves.
Exactly.
And that's what we're doing here, working together.
A family would be more like a tribal unit that's interdependent with other tribal units.
Wow.
Although I'm thinking that's kind of a transitional phase. But yeah. Starting to realize that the family as we've known it for thousands of years, that could be going away too.
It's the next step in evolution. Maybe not the next, maybe the 100th next step.
Yeah, that has the potential to change the whole idea of responsibility.
People would take the responsibility instead of giving away the blame.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't ask a baker to fix your car. You would actually ask someone who knows how to fix cars because they would be a part of your tribe.
Yeah, we've created a society where we've made individuals responsible for all the ills of society. So we isolate certain people and blame them for the problems that society has created, that the collective has created.
And we don't have to look far to see the problem, actually. We just need to look in the mirror. That's what everybody needs to do, because they can't say it's because of him, and him. No, you're giving him the power, so of course he's going to take it.
Well, and also assigning power to where it isn't.
Yep.
If everybody stopped trying to change the world and they just change themselves, the world would change.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good one, Ian.
But it's a lot easier to change yourself when you're doing it in a group like this. You know,
Then you get,
when you're changing within the mutual energy, within the love and the intimacy like we have here.
and we get a much purer reflection here because we get to see ourselves through others' eyes.
Yeah. I know the past year of my life has been very much enhanced by being here every day and by interacting with you people.
Same here. It's been really expansive to be here. It's made much more room for me to grow in.
Yeah, I know I never could have done this on my own. Not a chance.
Yeah, I never value like friendship as much as I right now.
Yeah, me too. Good way of putting it, Pascal.
Most of my earlier friendships, have been based on what could I do for them? What could they help me do? This is way more on a higher level. Or on a lower level when it comes to the heart, not the mind. It's lower in the body than the mind.
Yeah, help them express their true nature.
Wow, Pascal, those words just gave me an epiphany.
And some of them may not even know what their true nature is, but it'll at least help them let go of the false nature and become more real to themselves, actually.
Yeah, what came to me, Pascal, when you said that was a realization that I really have a gift for drawing out people's true nature.
Hmm. Yeah, and the good thing about saying it but not identify to it, so saying like, oh, I'm Craig and I'm drawing people's true gift, and so I'm identify to this. So I'm kind of stuck because I've got a responsibility that this is my role, and I gotta kind of protect it because it's part of my identity.
Yeah.
Because when Sindra was talking about her mom that, not two queens can sit on the same throne.
Yeah.
It's just like, so she identified herself as a queen of her kingdom, and she cannot allow anybody else to be that. So she's got to protect it. So it's kind of like always on guard, right? If someone is trying to take my throne, then I have to, defend it. But it's all our identification to everything that keeps us stuck. Oh, I am a doctor. Oh, I'm a lawyer.
Yeah, or I'm a queen.
Oh, I'm a queen.
Yeah.
Oh, I have money.
So what you're saying is that your true nature is not an identity.
Yes.
it's a liquid form, like you said the other day. Something
Yeah.
liquids normally that other people can mirror themselves in the liquids and want to be like that. So it brings out their true nature. Because you're not one shape fits all. People know we always act different, even though we don't realize it. But we know some people can take it in with a shovel, other need a silver spoon.
Yeah, it's not an identity. It's a unique, energetic dynamic.
It's a flow.
Yeah, it's like you part of rain, and then all the seeds, you'll call it people, but they're all in the ground. But then as the rain comes down, it seeps through the soil, and then it becomes a flower, it becomes a plant, it becomes a tree, it becomes whatever. But you're just, yeah, kind of it's a form of energy, but you're not identified to it. It's just like,
It's your vibration. Vibration is not something you can identify with or anything. It's just something that is there. And the
yeah.
more you raise it, the more people can see it and want to be with it and learn from it.
It's funny that the roles are coming back a lot more equal now. You know, my dad was a carpenter like growing up, but in like 40 something years. And he wasn't valued as much as a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or anything like that. But now, like, because it's missing, like people wants to build a house, then it becomes more valuable. So it becomes as valuable as the doctor. And then even the doctor gets less valuable as we kind of move our frequency, and then like we're like, okay, maybe that's not the solution.
When you look at it today, how many doesn't have actually become doctors now and lawyers and stuff like that? They're missing the other one. It's a balance.
Yeah. or even just farmer, right? Farmer was just like, he's just a farmer, right? But no like, if there's nobody that farms, no food. So how important that person is now.
Yeah, there's very few people left in the latest generation that know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't made an app for it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of video about it, that's for sure.
Like I was telling somebody the other day that I started renovating houses when I was 6 years old.
Mm.
I started working on cars when I was 10.
Yeah.
Or maybe 8. There's not very many people that have those kind of skills.
Yeah, less and less, that's for sure.
It's more to the last generation, your generation, Craig, and I think it stopped with my brother. My grandfather, he was in the fields, helping him plant, helping him with the tractor, and going on to my father's place and learning about cars. But with me, it was just about go to school, go to school, go to school. My generation was sort of the next. Wasn't that much
Go
time
get
for it.
good grades, eh, Heinz? Go get good grades.
Yep. And I saw that just as I started my education, they took away the master education, where you have one person teaching you. It's the best education there ever was. You get sort of a clone of the other one, and sometimes they even do better than their master. It was normal in the olden days. Your father taught you, or a master taught you, and you would be the next master. But now we have one teacher teaching what 5, 10 students. That's
More like 25, 30, yeah, even more.
yeah. But I'm talking about normal working with cars. They have, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
at my dad's shop, the apprentice didn't have one he answered to. He answered to everyone there. It's got to be confusing. One says you got to do it one way, the other says you got to do it another way.
Mm.
That's why they should have remained with the master education. Master and apprentice.
Well, guys, I'm going to get back on the road, and so I may lose connection, but I'm on the interstate highway, so I kind of doubt that I will. So I'm gonna stay online here for as long as you guys want to, and I
Yeah,
just
I got
wanted to
about
get it.
7 minutes or so.
Okay.
No.
Drive safely, Craig.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will do. But I just wanted to. I just wanted to know you guys to know today was really special.
Yeah, good day.
Yeah. So I really, I really appreciate the space we shared, and you know, what was said and what came out of it and the people that showed up and all that.
Good morning.
Same here.
So love and hugs if I don't get to say it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right back at you.
Keep
Okay,
your eyes on the road.
I will.
No astral traveling, right?
Then he didn't need a car.
Yeah.
Drive safe, Craig. Morning, Pascal.
Good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Well, I'm gonna get on with my day, guys. Thank you.
You all have a blessed day then.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You too.
absolutely. Take care.
Bye all.